Hello everybody, I am Adam and we are back with more Sonic High School. We are going to be reading chapters 9 through 12, and I just want to specify, you guys are going to have to bear with me a little bit, because I haven't recorded one of these in 2 weeks. I recorded the first 8 chapters, on one night, so I'm just doing one tonight so I can get one out tomorrow. It's Sunday night. Actually, it's technically Monday morning, but it doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Chapter 9. Rouge's baby continued to do crying louder than a monster truck. Sonic looked at the baby real close.
"Hey, Espio," said Sonic. "Aren't babies supposed to look like you? Rouge's baby doesn't look like you, but it looks like someone else I know."
Sonic rubbed his chin and thought about who it was that it looked like.
"Yeah, Espio, Rouge's baby looks like Knuckles,"
said Vector.
"Cool, I'm gonna go tell him."
Vector ran like a crocodile would to find Knuckles to tell him what he said. Rouge was still on the ground looking all tired and sore, and Miss Lesson was rubbing her butt because it was hurting from the baby that came out when she gave birth to her baby. This dang baby was still crying. Espio looked worried about it. "You guys are right. Why does that baby not look like me?" Espio went over to Mrs. Lesson, who was holding the baby still, and looked at it closer, and still could not see himself in the baby. "This doesn't make any sense," said Espio to the baby. Just then Vector came out of the door, and there was Knuckles too, huffing and puffing and looking surprised. Knuckles went right to Rouge and looked at the baby. "Wagoo!" he said, making that sound when he saw the baby, Rouge's baby, that looked like him. The baby was still crying.
"What is wrong with you?"
yelled Knuckles at Rouge.
"Why did you go and have a baby? Now I gotta be your dad."
He kept yelling at her with the maddest feelings. Knuckles thought about his horoscope that he read this morning, and it said, "Your biggest fear will come true, so you better watch out." Now he knew what that meant. It was about Rouge's baby, because Knuckles did not want this responsibility. It is harder than having a dog. Rouge was tired, and Rouge's baby was crying, but Rouge was crying and scared of Knuckles' volcano of rage, and said, "I'm sorry. It was supposed to be Espio's baby. I'm sorry it wasn't because he could not treat me like this." Unplug my phone here. Rouge was tired and Rouge's baby was crying, but Rouge was crying and scared of Knuckles. Wait, I already read that part. What Rouge said sent Knuckles into the next level of his anger. He turned redder and looked at Espio.
"You tried to have a baby with her? Rouge is mine. You are not allowed."
Knuckles charged at Espio, but Vector held him back. Sonic thought,
"Hey, Vector, why would you bring him here if you knew he was going to cause trouble?"
Espio said, "What? I didn't know. You are not boyfriend and girlfriend." Espio seemed scared, but still kind of calm.
"We are, but it was a secret. Now you're gonna have to pay."
Knuckles kept trying to get at Espio, but Vector was holding him back, and thank goodness Vector was here, because he was the captain of the football team and could train him like a crocodile seatbelt that could also talk to you. Knuckles could not get to him, so he said,
"Tomorrow we will fight. Meet me here in the hallway at the end of school and prepare for me to beat your ass, shit man."
Shit man, that's a good one. Knuckles stormed out of the lunchroom and went away. Rouge's baby stopped crying and said, "No, come back. You don't have to find Espio." But it was too late because Knuckles was gone by then. He didn't hear her anyway because she speaks so quiet. Rouge patted her baby on the head and said, "You should go to sleep and get your rest, baby. You are probably tired." Tired after being brought into existence then. So Rouge's baby went to sleep and was finally quiet. Espio tried his best to look like a big tough guy and not panic, but he was secretly scared and went back to doing what he was doing before this baby thing happened. So did Sonic too. The rest of school and getting home from school happened. Sonic did not see Tails or Knuckles for any part of it. Tails was still mad at Sonic. Sonic took out his Sonic phone on his way home and called his girlfriend Amy.
"Hey, Amy, so did you decide if you wanted sex?"
said Sonic.
You know, Sonic, I am just too stressed out and nervous by everything going on in high school. Things are so crazy.
"Damn,"
said Sonic and hung up the phone and finished getting home. I was just imagining him like hanging up the phone on her and be like, "Oh, you son of a bitch," and then just hanging up on her. Sonic thought he would never be true boyfriend and girlfriend with Amy at this rate. It was almost like she had a second boyfriend that Sonic did not know about, and that was what Amy did not want. And that was why Amy did not want sex from Sonic. It says Sonic. Okay, fair enough. The N and the M are kind of close on the keyboard. Whatever. Sonic had dinner and then thought about his friends. Espio and Knuckles were both his friends, but they were intending to fight. What could Sonic do? Sonic figured that they were still both his friend, but he would go visit Espio because he was not the one who said to fight, and because Knuckles had spikes on his hands, they would make it hard to beat him in a fight. Sonic went to Espio's house. Ding dong, said Espio's bordel, and Sonic waited at the door. Espio showed up at the door and opened it.
Hey Sonic, thanks for coming, said Espio to Sonic. You're glad to help me prepare for this fight. We can start by learning how to get rid of puncture wounds. I was trying not to look nervous to Knuckles, but sadly I was. Also, did you hear about Charmy Bee?
Nope, I did not hear, said Sonic back to Espio.
Knuckles kidnapped that little gay and is threatening to hurt him if I don't show up to fight him tomorrow, so I have to especially now, because the guys will crush my soul even if Charmy is an annoying idiot loser, said Espio then back to Sonic.
Oh no, that's really bad, said Sonic. Sonic knew this now had to happen too because his morals were probably the best ever. He did not know Knuckles would stoop to such a mean thing. Sonic and Espio then walked into Espio's house and up the stairs to Espio's bedroom, where they were gonna fuck. Our other friend is here too, said Espio just as he was opening the door to his bedroom. Espio finished opening the door, and there was Tails, who was standing in Espio's room. The moment Tails saw Sonic, his face turned into a salad of anger, the devil, and lava. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Chapter 10, if my phone will load the page. The page. Please do. Thank you very much. Oh, author's note. I was going to make this the last chapter, but everyone just loves it. My brain keeps exploding with new ideas, so I'm going to continue Sonic High School for some longer time and make more chapters. Chapter 10.
Why are you here?
Screamed Tails with the anger of a million angry birds. Sonic was shocked because Tails was his best friend and Tails was smart, but Tails was super pissed at Sonic for not coming to the science competition, even though they were best friends. Sonic moved his mouth, but words didn't come out because he did not know what to say. Sonic was a mixture of mad and sad and frustrating because he did not know what he could do to get Tails to be his best friend again. At times like this, Sonic thought about Amy's fine body because it set his mind at ease. Not like E-A-S-E, but like E''S.
I am here for my friend, said Sonic. Our friend Espio. We are still friends too, Tails. You were just too mad to see that.
I know what I see,
said Tails, kind of screaming.
I am so smart.
Espio tried to get in between them, even though it was his house that they were in right now, and said,
Guys, please, let's just make sure I can fight Knuckles and not get owned.
Sonic and Knuckles ignored him for the moment and continued to be in a fuss.
Knuckles isn't there, it's fucking Sonic.
Oh, shit. Who's speaking?
I am sorry, bro. I don't understand. What can I do to make our friendship the best one ever once again?
Said Sonic to Tails. Tails wiggled his two tails and looked to the side in a thinking way. Oh my fucking god.
I do not know,
said Tails to Sonic.
But you know what? Here, take this.
Tails took out a blue book from the spot and threw it on the ground in front of Sonic. It was when Sonic looked at it. It was what it was when Sonic looked at it. It was Sonic's journal.
What? How did you get this? Said Sonic to Tails. I gave this to Mrs. Lesson before she read about my balls problem.
I lied. I did not go to the science competition that night. I still went to school, but instead of going to the science competition, I used my science hat of invisibility to sneak into Mrs. Lesson's room and get your journal. I wanted to get your journal so that no one else could read your business and see your gay ball problems that I know you still have, even though you think you are getting better. I was going to give it back to you, but we were not there at the competition like you should have been, even though I am such a good friend to you. Even now, when I could have been reaching my moment of genius, I was doing a thing for you because I want you to be happy.
Tails said to Sonic with a voice of emotion. Sonic did not know what to say. High school drama was so insane to be a part of. Sonic picked up his journal and felt like he was going to cry, not going to be cry, because he was being an asshole jerk to his best friend who was only trying to make him happy.
Tails, you did not have to do this.
finally, said Sonic respondingly.
What matters is that I did, said Tails, and also that you did not care for my special day because you were too busy trying to be true boyfriend and girlfriend with Amy. Goodbye, Sonic,
said Tails right before he flew out of Espio's bedroom window with his flying tails, and then he did.
This is so shitty,
said Espio to Sonic, who was now the only other person in his bedroom. I still have to fight... No, wait, shit.
I still have to fight Knuckles tomorrow, but your different kind of fight with Tails is just as crazy.
This is for me to figure out with Tails, said Sonic. Let's get back to making sure you cannot be defeated by Knuckles. Sonic and Espio spent all night in Espio's bedroom reading books and watching videos about fighting and learning how to be the best at it. By the time the night was over, Espio was ready to face Knuckles. They went to school on this new day, and school happened and was over, and now they were in the hall, where Knuckles said to meet him to fight. There was also a crowd of people around him that included Sonic, who looked worried, Rouge, who looked worried and with her baby, and Vector, who was smiling. Also in the crowd was Tails, and with him Cream the Rabbit, who was Charmy Bee's girlfriend. Cream was a little woman and pretty smart, but not as smart as Tails. Her boobs were smaller than Amy's and Rouge's, but they were still high quality in their own way. It's surprising to most people that a gay like Charmy was even allowed to have a girlfriend. But it goes to show you that the impossible is not what you think it is. Then Espio jumped over the crowd into the middle where Knuckles was.
So you decided to come anyway, said Knuckles, even though you know your ass is gonna get torn up by my moves.
He just break dances right there. I just kind of wanna clarify. Knuckles is an echidna. Espio is a rhino. A rhino could easily kill an echidna. An echidna is like a small rodent. A rhino is a giant beast. I digress. Where was I? Oh yeah. I digress, like I said.
I do not want to fight you, Knuckles, said Espio to Knuckles, but I am going to do this for Charmy and Rouge. I am doing this for Charmy because you kidnapped him, and for Rouge because you did not respect her baby.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Beyblade, let it rip,
said Knuckles. Knuckles charged at Espio with his fists like an elephant running at a hunter trying to kill him for his powers. Wait, hang on. Does an Espio just... Not an Espio. Does a rabbit... No, fuck. Does an elephant charge at a hunter to, like, grab the gun and then just shoot him? Because what other powers does he have? Anyway. But Espio jumped out of the way and on the wall like a pro jumper, which he learned how to do last night. Espio jumped at Knuckles with a kick move, and Knuckles punched at his foot, and they met with a purple and red explosion of power and knocked them both back. They continued to jump around and attack each other, and they did this for a while. It was difficult to watch for everyone. Rouge was in the crowd with her baby.
This is so difficult to watch, said Rouge.
Wait, hold on. I gotta think of a voice here for a second.
Violence should not be a solution to conflict,
said Rouge's baby, peeking out between his hands.
You are right. Why do people do this like this? I hate it,
said Rouge to Rouge's baby. Rouge had become a different person since she had a baby. She used to be only sexy, but now Rouge was sexy and matronly.
Yes, fuck this evil world,
said Rouge's baby. Rouge then revealed her boob to her baby and had him eat from it, as a baby would do. The baby just chewed on her nipple. Rouge's baby thought this was the best part about being a baby because not everyone could get cool boobs like this delivered to them on their doorstep like a milkman. Babies did not have much to worry about anyway, so Rouge's ace boobs made paradise a reality for baby.
I have a feeling,
said Rouge's baby.
You should lie down and relax.
So Rouge lay down on her back and the fight continued to go on. Knuckles and Espio were both bloody and gross looking, like two waiters who were holding messy foods and then walked into each other, causing the meals to launch into the air and then fall down on them and ruin the nice clothes they got from the store. They were breathing hard and were tired, but they kept going, jumping and kicking and punching and running. It looked like two people doing a dance but hitting each other also. Knuckles kicked his feet out at Espio, but Espio jumped back and dodged them and came back down and hit Knuckles in the mouth and knocked him onto the floor/ground.
Is this enough yet? Are we done? Shouted Espio to Knuckles. How will this ever end?
Knuckles looked up from the ground at Espio standing over him. Knuckles had a twinkle in his eye as he looked up at Espio and crawled towards him. Espio did not do anything but watch him and feel dangerous. "Come closer," said Knuckles in a whisper voice, so Espio bent down and put his face to Knuckles. Knuckles looked up and down at Espio's sweaty purple body and into his eyes and said, "I respect you," and then grabbed his face as gentle as a deer and kissed him on the mouth. When Knuckles kissed him, he did it extra hard, sometimes with his eyes shut and sometimes looking into Espio's deep yellow eyes that looked like a circus of loving men. Their tongues met in the middle of their mouths like two chicken cutlets that were acting like cats that loved each other. When Espio was watching fighting videos last night, he was not expecting he was going to have to do kissing too, but he liked it. They went on kissing for a full minute while everyone watched, wondering if they were done fighting or just taking a break to kiss. Finally, the back part of Knuckles' body began to lift off the ground while his mouth was still making out with Espio. Eventually, the power became so strong that his mouth was removed from Espio, and their spit was like a shiny extension cord that connected an appliance to a wall outlet. Knuckles then began to glow while floating in the air, and the whole place became a little windy. On the side, Tails said to Cream,
"Wow! I know what this is! This is a rare moment of science we will never see! Probably again in a lifetime or ever. It is called a body donation, and it was invented by Ernestine. It is when someone reaches a moment of such powerful love that they can choose to restart their lives as part of the person they love. Ernestine invented this by making his wife love him so much one night during a romance pasta dinner that she became a baby that was like him. But then he killed his wife, the baby, because he thought it was too dangerous to save her life on in the world without testing it in a laboratory first. It is a fact that if it looks like magic, it is not magic, it is science, so deal with it."
"Oh, I get it. So, hang on, I'm just gonna make a prediction here. The baby that Rouge had is actually Knuckles." Oh, yep. Knuckles glided on the wind forward through the crowd of people in front of him and into Rouge's mouth, where he disappeared into. It was a good thing Rouge's baby had premonitions and told him to lie down, as then Knuckles did a U-turn in Rouge's sex-filled body and came out of her butt as a newborn baby that looked like Espio. This was all science. Okay, Jimbo.
"That baby is Espio's," said
Tails. Tails, being smart, was right. Knuckles had done an Ernestine body donation and became Espio in Rouge's baby, but was still Knuckles. Rouge picked the baby up and held him in her other arm because her baby with Knuckles before he became a baby was in her other arm.
"Now you have two babies to look after," said Tails. "Good luck!"
Sonic was on the other side of the hall and wished that Tails was talking to him. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is chapter 11. But Tails was still mad at him, so he was not. Rouge grabbed her two babies and had them both eat from her terrific boobs. She smiled and felt like a mother, and Sonic said what he was thinking and said, "Rouge, you should name your babies. It'll be hard to tell them apart if you do not." Rouge thought that this thought was good. Rouge went over to Espio, who was sitting on the ground looking bad and tired from fighting Knuckles before he became Espio's baby. "Hey, Espio, we should name our baby that looks like you."
We should name our baby,"
said Rouge to Espio.
"It is still Knuckles according to Tails, so we should keep his name Knuckles,"
said Espio to Rouge.
"Okay," said Rouge, "and I will name my baby with Knuckles before he became a baby Knuckles Jr., because I had him with Knuckles before he became a baby, and he looks like Knuckles before he became a baby."
Rouge was happy and walked out of the hall and then out of the school like a bat, and then Espio did the same thing, but in a way that was like a chameleon would instead.
"I thought he was a rhino!"
"My life is a lie."
There's one thing that everyone is forgetting," said Sonic. "Charmy Bee is still locked up at Knuckles' house. I will go rescue him."
Sonic ran out of the school and to Knuckles' house. Sonic ran into Knuckles' mom on the way into his room in his house.
"Knuckles' mom, some things happened to Knuckles, and Knuckles looks different. It will be okay, and you will understand soon enough. Please do not worry."
Sonic said this in such a way that Knuckles' mom smiled and kept cooking in the kitchen. Sonic was not just fast, but also very good at relieving people. Sonic also noticed that Knuckles' mom was kinda hot, with solid boobs that she had developed for decades. Sonic went upstairs to Knuckles' room, which was painted all red, just like Knuckles before he became a baby. There was a cage in the corner of the room, and Charmy Bee was in it. Sonic unlocked the cage with the key on Knuckles' desk and opened the cage. "Come on out, Charmy Bee," said Sonic. "You were rescued." Charmy walked out instead of flying out like he always does and said, "Thanks, Sonic. I am going to go home to prepare for my role in the play that is soon. I am the lead role." Sonic forgot about the play because the play was the gayest thing in the school, but it was going to happen even if no one went to watch it. The next day of school happened and Tails was in the class with Cream. It was a very difficult science class because Tails was the smartest person in the school and he took only the hardest classes. Cream was in the class because she wanted to be mentally challenged. Hold on. You can't just say that. You can't just say that she wanted to be mentally challenged. Whatever.
Tails is gonna experiment on Cream the Rabbit and make her retarded.
We have a test in this class tomorrow, said Tails to Cream. It is going to be hard and I have to study for it to make sure I get a good grade.
Tails always got good grades but studied anyway. Tails looked at Cream, who was there.
Me too.
I don't remember her voice at all, so bear with me.
Me too,
said Cream to Tails.
I know I have an idea. Why don't you come over to my house tonight and we can study? Studying with you will help me get a better grade. I just know it.
This idea was the best thing ever to Tails. Tails secretly had a crush on Cream and wanted to feel the body of his sexy friend always, even though she was Charmy Bee's girlfriend. Cream was a different kind of sexy, but that was only really sexy to some people, but Tails was one of them.
Okay,
said Tails, sounding more excited than he wanted to.
I will come to your house tonight.
Tails was very smart, but he was not the best at getting with teenage women, so parts of life like this were a challenge to Tails. It was now this evening, and Tails was getting ready to go to Cream's house. Tails was excited to get closer to Cream, but he was also nervous he might mess it up with like a love idiot. He thought about asking Sonic, but then remembered he is pissed at him. Then he thought about asking Espio, but Espio was at the hospital getting all of his wounds fixed from being in a fight with Knuckles before he became a baby. Tails wanted to seem like a sexy man to Cream, so he sprayed his dad's cologne on himself and put breath wash in his mouth. Tails smelled good and looked good and went to Cream's house by flying. He took his plane.
I'm waiting for Tails,
said Cream as she sat on the floor. As she sat on her bed in her bedroom studying without Tails. Why is she talking to herself? Tails flew into the window.
Hi, Cream, I'm at your house now,
said Tails. Tails sat on her bed sort of next to her, but not too close to promote sex thoughts.
Let's study, said
Tails. Wow, wait. I forgot her voice again.
Wow, before we study, you smell good, Tails.
Cream put her face right up against Tails and smelled hard like the big bad wolf blowing down a house. Tails laughed all nervously and said,
Do I really? Oh, ha, thanks. I always smell this way. I guess you just noticed when you were home.
Tails did a little wiggle on her bed and pushed her face and body away because he was nervous.
Please, let's study.
Tails and Cream studied for the test for the next hour, and the whole time Tails could only concentrate on one thing, his growing erection. Tails thought it sometimes while they were studying to make sure it stayed put, and Cream could not see it, but it was getting so big that it would pop out of place, like the straw in your soda rises up, probably because of the bubbles, and you push it back down, but it just comes back up anyway, so you get iced tea instead. Tails was the most nervous, but he decided that this was his chance. He would not get another chance as good as this if he did not take it now.
Cream, I have something! I have to tell you something!
Screamed Tails to Cream, letting out all of his nervousness so he could be smooth like a movie star. Why is he screaming?
Cream!
What is it, Tails? Tell me all about it, said Cream back, looking hot as always. Tails was not so nervous anymore. Tails said,
Cream, I have lusted after your rabbit journals since day one. I think you're the hottest woman I have ever been to. I know you're Charmy Bee's girlfriend, but toss him aside and let my penis murder everything inside of you.
Tails took out his penis, and he was so in love that his penis was literally screaming. I'm just imagining that, like, little voices are just screaming out of his urethra.
Wow, I did not know you felt this way, but I am glad you do because Charmy Bee is a total gay.
Cream reached out and grabbed Tails' penis and began to give it a good shake. She loved his boner with her hands and pulled him around the room by his penis like a wagon to get him more excited. Tails' penis was so big that it was about to burst like someone stepping on a tube of Colgate toothpaste. Tails could feel the semen bubbling up inside his penis like Santa going back up the chimney when he was done, and the presents he had left down in the house were Tails' balls, which were already there, though. Cream was getting hot, too. She did take off her clothes. She did not take off her clothes, but Tails could tell she also had an erection. But then just when things were becoming like one of the porns that Sonic had in his room, and his mom let him have, Cream stopped and said,
"No, I cannot do this. Not while I have a boyfriend and girlfriend with Charmy. He may be a fag-ass, but we are in a relationship and I need to respect him. I will break up with him tomorrow and then we can do sex."
Cream collected her thoughts together.
"I think I am ready for the test tomorrow. Thanks, Tails."
Her voice totally did a 360 right there, but that's okay. "Oh man, said Tails. Tails put his scrotum away and was sad about not getting to ejaculate his dick.
"Okay, as long as you promise me your sex," said Tails. I promise,
said Cream, and then Cream kissed Tails on the cheek. Tails thought it was cool and flew back home. Alright, final chapter. Chapter 12, The Most Important Drama. It was a new day, and Sonic woke up from out of his bed and scratched his balls. He could feel the rash on his balls and was getting worse than before. "A sickness still ravages my balls," said Sonic as he wrote in his journal that he now had back from Tails when he took it from school after Sonic had given it away to miss the lesson. Sonic was done complaining about his balls and went to school. In history class, he talked to Amy. "Hey, Amy," said Sonic to Amy.
"Hi, Sonic,"
said Amy, and kissed him hotly like a girlfriend. "What is up?" said Sonic to Amy.
"It is awful. I have bad news,"
said Amy to Sonic. "That stings. Do you want to have sex later?" said Sonic to Amy.
"No, thank you. Everything is so busy right now,"
said Amy to Sonic.
"My bad news is that I have to go see the play tonight for a class."
"Well, that's unfair," said Sonic to Emu. Even the principal says that the play is super gay, but I guess you have to go. Sorry. The school play was so gay. I don't have anything to drink, so I'm having trouble.
"I wanted to know if you would come with me,"
said Amy in a way to Sonic that sounded like she was trying to be attractive.
"The play will be much better with someone else there."
That is the real bad news. I don't want to go near that play, but I will go see if we can have sex later," said Sonic back to Amy. Amy kissed Sonic, and so did Sonic to Amy, and they made such a cute, hot couple. Then Sonic and Amy had the rest of the class, and Sonic went to another class, thinking about how much it was going to suck that he had to go to the play tonight. The play was like a bunch of people doing gay things and music, like a car full of losers. Sonic was now in a different class, where Rouge and Shadow was also in the class. Rouge was with Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. too, like always now. "Hey guys," Sonic said to them. Wait. "Hey Sonic," said them to Sonic together at the same time to save time. "What is new?" said Sonic to them. "Charmy has been acting really weird and different lately," said Shadow in a dark way, which is like him. "He's probably nervous for the play," said Rouge suggestively. Who's saying this?
"I would make any assumptions, but we should keep an eye..."
Wait, no.
"I wouldn't make any assumptions, but we should keep an eye out to make sure he is okay,"
said Knuckles Jr. Knuckles Jr. turned out to be a super cool baby.
"I foresee something strange at the play tonight."
The play is gay," said everyone together, agreeing. Everyone knew it. "How are you and Tails doing?" said Shadow to Sonic. "Tails still hates my body inside and outside," said Sonic with almost tears in his eyes, but he was too big a man for that. "It is so hard to be best friends with someone who hates you and does not want to talk to you." I know how you say it. "A lot of people hate me because I am dark," said Shadow, "but I am not trying to be a supervillain. It is just who I am." They're actually being super racist, because he's black. Shadow squinted his eyes at the people around him, and in a way that is hard to describe, and kept going.
I do crimes in this city, but I am not a bad person. You can do bad things and mistakes sometimes and still be a good person, and people should still like you for it, unless you're a really bad person like Eggman, who is a shit dick. Maybe one day people will see I am a good person, even if dark.
Sonic listened to what Shadow said so powerfully that it was like Sonic wrote down everything on a piece of paper and put it in a special folder and put that folder in a safe place so he could always go back to read it. Then Sonic itched at his balls. His balls were a wreck. That class ended and the rest of school did too, and Sonic went home thinking about how his balls were like 2 blimps covered in volcanoes that could fit on the blimps and itched as well. When Sonic got home, Sonic's mom walked up to him and said,
Sonic, I want you to clean your room, and I went to clean your room and saw that you wrote about your gay ball problems. I am worried about your balls and fear it could be a mortal illness, so I made a doctor's appointment. But first we will have dinner. I have more Chinese food, because I know how much you liked it last time.
Don't read my journal, Mom!
Screamed Sonic. Then Sonic went and ate the food, and just like last time, would you know it, there was a fortune cookie. And Sonic opened it and ate the cookie part and kept the paper inside to read the magical fortune on the paper. He looked at the paper and read it, and it said, "One of man's pubic illness will cause death to millions." Some people did not believe what fortune cookies said, but Sonic knew they were magic and were always right, so he was a little worried and wondered what it could mean. Then Sonic went to the door. Sonic did not like going to the doctor because he was Chinese, like the food Sonic had, and made him feel nerves. Sonic went into the doctor room and sat on the chair that the doctor told him to. The doctor took out some papers and looked at him.
Hello, Sonic. It has been a while since I saw you last. Sonic's mom tells me that you are having problems with your balls. I'm going to do tests on you, but first I'm going to look at your papers. I see from looking at your papers that your balls and penis are the biggest in your high school. Good job, Sonic, the doctor said. Sonic appreciated the truth and nodded his head and smiled. It was okay to talk about your penis and balls with the doctor because that is what they do, even if it automatically makes them gay. The doctor made a lot of money, so being gay was probably worth it. I'm actually going to do a super racist voice for this guy next time he talks, okay? Just as a warning. Then the doctor started doing tests. Sonic passed all of them awesomely, and even the doctor was surprised at how awesome Sonic was the best at everything. Except being smart, which Tails was the best at, but Sonic was still pretty smart too. Then they got the last test, which was about Sonic's balls. The doctor took out a test tube and filled it with pieces from Sonic's balls, and he tested them with machines. The machines printed out reports about it, and then the doctor took them and looked at them with his very, very Chinese eyes. "Oh, this looks very bad," said the doctor, looking at his reports that the machine printed out about Sonic's balls. "It looks like you have a very big disease." "Uh-oh, what do I do?" said Sonic to the doctor, really worried about the welfare of his balls. "I do not know. This is a legendary disease that only comes around once every million years. No one has ever found a cure for this big disease, and what it can do is very bad. Oh, this disease will go from your balls to your penis, and then to your brain, and it can kill you eventually. There are other things that are probably, but I do not know because it is so rare, and you will just have to call me up and tell me what it does when you find out. All I can tell you right now, Sonic, is that to keep your balls away from everyone you know. Do not touch them to other people because it will spread, and you will die, and it will spread more, and the whole world may be attacked. Please be safe. Please be safe," said the doctor in a calm way, but also scared because it was so serious. He touched his balls, though. He's gonna get it. "No, but I have to have my first sex with Amy. We were going to do it at the play, which I am going to from here," said Sonic, crying, sad and mad and afraid of things. Balls are an important part of sex. Sonic was always so healthy and the fastest person ever, but some things just cannot be stopped, like this ball disease. "Too bad," said the doctor. "If you do like that, it will be awful, and the first person to die will be Amy. You should not want your girlfriend to die." The doctor was right, but Sonic was still worried about it. "Okay, well, I have to go to the play now," said Sonic, and ran out with the most nervous feelings that Sonic had ever had. Sonic thought about it, and it was more important than high school drama. What is more important?
health, or love. And that is the end of Chapter 12 and the end of this really very long episode of Sonic High School. I might cut it down a little bit to two chapters if they're really long like these have been. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, go ahead and hit that like button for me because it is always appreciated. Also, go ahead and hit subscribe if you like my content. And I'm going to go get some water because I am dying of thirst and my throat is killing me. But I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.